There's been some fantastic hockey on display as always at MHA Finals Day. The best until last, because we do now have a result from that men's plate final. I can tell you at one point Valkyries B were 3-1 down. They fought back to get a late equaliser, Dave Hall with it, to take the game to flicks. And Valkyries are champions of the men's plate. 3-2 winners on flicks. We'll come to that in a second. We'll start in order, Sam, with the way the games went today, with that 11 o'clock pushback, and again fighting from behind were a Valkyries B side. They went a goal behind, but they were 3-1 winners and champions at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was a really, really tough game in the first half. There wasn't really much to separate either team, to be honest with you. But it was a young Mackenzie Neal who managed to sneak it in the tightest of spaces beyond the goalkeeper's toe, in off the post to put back as 1-0 up at half-time. But Valkyries in the second half, given their due, they came back really, really strong, took their chances really, really well, and managed to come away 3-1 victory. Goal scorers of Valkyries were Steph Cottier, Jasmine Crowe and Emma Miller.
We move into the Women's Cup final, and this had a bit of spice to it. I don't think there was any malice between either set of players because it wasn't an interclub dispute, but Valkyries A just pipping Vikings A to the title. And so Vikings A would have been desperate to end the season on a high, and they did just that again, going behind, but winning by 3-1, and Captain Kim Carney with 2 of those goals.
Yeah, well, when Valkyries went 1-0 up, I thought there might be a surprise in the books here. Then Vikings sort of came back at it was periods of dominance for both teams, really, and Vikings came back at them towards the end of the half, and I thought they'd sneaked a goal. Turns out, as I turned my back, it was disallowed. I didn't see that. But so yeah, Valkyries went in 1-0 up at half-time, and they would have been thinking right then that they have a really good chance to go on and take the title. But Vikings, they found yet another gear in the second half. Kim Carney with 2 goals and Sarah Blackman with the other to walk away with the PWC, with the MHA Women's Cup.
And a special mention as well for Louise Slater, who again had a fantastic game today, and I'm told by those who've watched her all season that she's barely put a foot wrong. She's been absolutely fantastic this season, and arguably the player of the season in the women's game. She
has looked outstanding all season, a real battler and incredible skill on the ball all season as well. It's probably been the best season I've seen from Lou for quite a while. But when you look back to the mixed season, normally there's Laura Atkinson in there throughout the season as well. Lou's had to step up to the plate. With Laura having a serious injury in the mixed season, it was only the tail end of the season that she's had that sort of support from the likes of Laura as well. So she's really had to step up and sort of fill that gap. And boy, has she done that. She has been an outstanding player for Vikings ladies this season.
And speaking to Kim Carney, the winning captain, at the end of that match, you can see what it means to her. And I said to her at the time, I think she is definitely up there with one of the greatest female sports stars we've had on the Isle of Man over the last decade, because she's just been so successful. And you can see just what it means to her. 2 goals again today. She was thoroughly delighted, as we say, to finish the season on a high, because it has been quite difficult for all the players concerned with Vikings Ladies A, given what's happened off the field.
Yeah, and to be fair to them, they never had any ill thoughts towards any other teams or anything like that. They knew what they needed to do, and they set out to try and do it. They couldn't quite do it in the league, but in the cup, they've flown into the final, and then to win the way they did after going a goal down must mean even more to them. It just shows how well and how good they still are, and probably will be favourites for next season as well.
Yeah, they've been so good for so long, have Vikings A, as have Bacchus A in the men's game. And you took them on in the men's cup final this afternoon, Sam. It's always going to be a difficult task considering what Bacchus had achieved, not just this season, but in the past 6, 7, 8, the last decade, really, with the likes of Jamie Brown, Andy Whiting, Johnny Callow, who wasn't playing today. They've got some youngsters coming through. Carl Moore as well has to get a mention. And they did the business today. They converted their chances where Vikings didn't, and they were 3-1 winners to lift the trophy once again.
Yeah, just to be clear, Carl Moore isn't one of the youngsters, by the way. But to be fair to Bacchus today, they were outstanding in their finishing. They got a chance, they'd get it on target, they'd put you under pressure. Their short corner routines were really, really good today. in all honesty, Vikings probably shaded the possession. That was their aim, to go out and take the possession of the ball, keep possession of the ball, and try and work an angle somewhere. The difference today was finishing and earning those upgrades to short corners. Backers were just much, much better at it. The first goal went to Josh Reardon, Andy Whiting, from a really well taken short corner. I mean, personally, I was full stretch trying to get to that and in off the post pretty much. The second goal came from another short corner. Josh Reardon managed to just nick it off the edge of my foot as I saved the first shot and took it round and finished it really, really well under some serious pressure. The last goal for Backers was scored by Andy Whiting, which was a penalty flick, which I have to say, a la Luis Suarez in the World Cup, Archie Cayley, he knew the flick was coming anyway. The advantage was being played. Just flicked the ball away with his hand to stop the certain goal. And then, to be fair to him, it was either that or he was probably going to get a body full of stick. So I'll let him off for that one. And but couldn't keep the flick out, unfortunately. Really, really well taken. Really high, far left side, and I guess the wrong way. And to be fair, you don't save many of them anyway.
2 more goals for Andy Whiting. We highlighted him as the danger man, and it proved to be the case today. 3-1 winners were Bacchus-A, despite a strong finish from Vikings, who scored with the closing stages of the game. In the men's plate, let's save the best till last, then. And unfortunately, I had to get back here to collect the football scores and get all the information in. So I've missed this game, but we've been having the text messages come in, so thank you for those who have been at the NSC keeping us informed. Saracens A at one stage 3-1 ahead. Valkyries B, though, fought back. Alex Freer making it 3-2, and then Dave Hall late on equalising before it went to flicks. And Valkyries were the ones who took the win. So what an achievement for them.
Yeah, that's a massive, massive achievement. Saracens A have been the favourites of this. They've beaten everybody they've played against so far, apart from Harlequins, which even then was a draw. And to be fair, when they went 1-0 up, I thought, okay, there's probably going to be a second one following soon. No, Neil Jacobs up, he steps up, finishes it, and makes it 1-1. With a bit of play into the crowd, it has to be said. It was most of the louder spectators were pretty much all the Saracens spectators. So
we like a bit of atmosphere at Cup finals. I have to say.
There's no malice in it. I don't think it was a really good atmosphere. And then, just as I had turned my back, I heard the ball hit the back of the net again. George Powell scoring a second goal, and just before I left, it was Scott Mason that put Saracens 3-1 up. At which point you think Saracens are going to run away with this. Valkyries B though, what a comeback. Alex Freer and Dave Hall scoring in the second half to bring them back level. And Dave Hall, from what I understand, was pretty much in the death throes of the game. And then to win it on flicks as well. And Juan Belando for Valkyries must have had an absolute stormer in those flicks. 2 high-class goalkeepers in there in those 2 sides as well, with Andy Jochen for Saracens. So yeah, really, really unlucky for Saracens A, but Valkyries B, wow, well done.
And it was only in the league game between Valkyries B and Saracens A in Division 1. It went all the way there. It was 1-1 in the dying seconds, and George Powell with a short corner converted to give Saracens the win. It's the other way round in the men's plate final this afternoon. Commiserations to Bacchus B, to Valkyries A, to Vikings A in the men's, and to Saracens A as well. But congratulations, enjoy your success. To Valkyries B in the women's plate, Vikings A, who are Women's Cup champions, Bacchus A, Men's Cup champions, and Valkyries B, drink it in, you are plate champions this evening.